Hello and welcome to this short trip that we're going to take on the Leeds Liverpool Canal, and we're going to be heading from Skipton around through Gargrave and then down to East Mardon in the west. It's a journey of about 25 kilometres. So here we are leaving Skipton and we're down by the canal here and all the canal boats, and as we work our way out you can see the quality of the surface here is really quite good. It's been well managed. Occasionally the leaves will get over the way, and at this point we have to join the road just temporarily just to get around a bridge, and that'll happen a couple of times really on this journey. So as we head out of Skipton and away, you will see that the path is changing in how wide and narrow it is, and you will have to compete with walkers and fishermen, and there are a few gates on the way, but generally it's a really nice quality surface. It's well finished. At this point we have to come under a bridge and change the levels at the lock. Now we follow around and we're almost in Gargrave now. So here we are. Now just on your left there, if you stay on the canal, then there are two bike shops, JD Tandems, and another one in the little estate on the left. But we're just going to follow our way along the side of the town of Gargrave. And you'll see again the quality of the surface is excellent. You shouldn't have any trouble at any time of the year. So this was recorded in October or almost November. You see here we've got some gates and we couldn't get round, and in our tandem we had to push it through this rather narrow gate at this point, but then once you're back on the towpath it's quite easy. Very level of course because it is a canal. And as we follow along you can see that we've now left the town behind. Really it looks like a bit of a school there and a new housing development that's on the road out to Hellerfield. Then we have to come underneath this rather modern bridge and then around and change levels again. Now you'll see that we're back to gravel. And as we pass along here on the outskirts, one of the great things about this part of Gargrave is the meadows around are beautiful. They're full of buttercups at the right time of the year. Very, very pretty. But this was the autumn. You can see we're gradually curving around, so it's very gradual. It's really very, very easy riding at this point. Now, when we get to this bridge, we have to sort of pass over the top of it, and then you'll see that there's another railway bridge up above, and we can pass underneath that. And this is where we're actually changing levels quite a lot, and you'll see there are a lot of bridges that we have to contend with. Now this one is quite narrow overhead, and then we have to come up and around and just catch the road for a short bit, so we have to push up these steps. That is quite hard actually. We come over the top of the bridge, descend down, and then there's a little car park here on the left, and we work our way in and join where all the canal boats are moored up. You can see from here now the quality of the road surface has changed dramatically. We're now very narrow, it's just a footpath really, and it's muddy and stony, and you will get into a few troubles around here. Now we get to this bit and quite often the path is closed at that point, and just there we found the path was closed again, so we had to just cut round to the side. This is rather a nice bit. It was very open here, so we stopped and had a cup of tea that we brought with us, and you can see it's a very wide open area, and you can see also how quiet and tranquil it is. But as we carry on along that bit of path, you see how narrow it can be, and at certain times of the year this is a little bit grumbly and tricky to manage. So we follow around these meanders in the canal as it follows the contours around, and then we rise up towards these cottages. Now it can get very muddy here, and from this point on the bridges overhang in such a way that they're really quite narrow. This one was blocked off because you can see a lorry has smashed into the side, and you can see it's displaced these blocks. So we're supposed to have turned round and gone back and taken the road, but we snuck underneath and saw that we could get up here, but it was still closed off. So we came up over the top, crossed the bridge, and then we took the road for just a tiny bit and then rejoined the canal lower down. That may or may not be in place when you tackle, but don't worry about it too much. So now we're on this lower stretch heading towards East Mardon. And one of the things you'll find here is, as I say, every bridge is quite low as you pass under it. So when you're on a tandem, Stoker tends to sit quite high. Also notice that the quality of the surface now is very muddy and it's quite slippery, and there are lots of gates that you're going to have to tackle on the way. But one of the things that does happen here is that the countryside opens up around and you get these fabulous views of the Yorkshire Dales opening up around you. So this is really on the edge of Wharfdale heading towards Malhamdale, and it's really very, very pretty. Follow this path now. It's not particularly level either, so you will need decent tyres for this section. We're on 38s, which are not particularly wide, but they're more than sufficient for what we've got. So follow around, you'll see we just swing left and right and left and right through this bit as it turns literally all over the place. But great views, and because it's meandering you tend to see lots of different parts of the countryside around, but quite muddy and quite a narrow path when you meet anybody else. So as we now get to the lower stages, one of the things that will crop up is that you get a range of different choices as to how you're going to proceed. There are some places where it's just easier to get out and go on the road. This bit has been built up. There's a huge precipice on our left, but that gives you great views, and we pass through this gate, follow round, and now we're starting to head through the woody section on the final stage of our journey. Another low bridge up ahead, and the bridges are very pretty. They're all very attractive to look at. Pass under this one, be very careful, you can bash your head easily. Lots of canal boats and great people to talk to on the way, so don't be shy, say good morning to everybody you meet. And now here we are in the final section heading up towards Mardon. This is a very, very pretty bridge here, and this one has a wonderful cherry tree that flowers just on the right there by that bluey grey garage. Really very pretty. We pass underneath, and this is the end of our trip because at this point we turn around. You can carry on, and it's still more of what we've just done, which is narrow, but we're heading off and making a bit of a loop, working our way back to Skipton. So thank you for joining us. We are the Tandem Channel. Please like, comment and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you, and soon we'll be doing other sections of this canal and joining them all together. Thanks very much. Bye for now.